Squad Pod. Squad Pod.
Hey everybody, welcome to Squad Pod Sports, where you bring you our thoughts on the latest games and news around the sports world, brought to you by Sideline Sports Network. Another week here, not too much news, some injuries in the NBA, which aren't good.
Yeah.
But other than that, I do have a list of like the top GMs in the NFL that we kind of go through. That was brought by, I think it was NFL.com. I'll have to check that whenever I bring it up here.
Talk about that.
But of course,
give you our thoughts.
We'll give you our thoughts on that. Some free agency signings still in the NFL. Of course, your NBA hot and not list we'll go over, as well as the MVP rankings. Because we're only like a month away here from the end of the NBA season, going into the playoffs.
Left.
Yeah. And then, of course, we'll go over just like the NHL rankings and any other news that we need to cover before we hit the bias bubble and then the crazy sports stat fact of the podcast. So what did you have to go over here first, Vern, as far as NFL?
As far as the NFL, wanted to say congratulations on a great career, Alex Smith.
Smith.
It's been great. I didn't have how long. You know how many years he played? I'm not sure off the top of my head here. I didn't have it written down.
Yeah, I might have it here in my notes somewhere.
He's been around the block for a while, man. I remember when he was back even with Kansas City when they were like trying to figure things out and they were like winning 11 games a season and stuff like that. Like it just I like to see Alex Smith just out there on the field. He was never a detriment necessarily to any team. He was always a QB manager. You know what I mean? So and then he just suffered that gruesome leg injury, but it almost felt like it was fate the way him and Theismann's injuries linked up with all.
Oh my God, it's crazy.
Right? Yeah, but I just wanted to say congratulations, Alex Smith, on a great career.
Yeah, I didn't have it anywhere here in my notes, unfortunately. But right after winning Comeback Player of the Year after that brutal injury, man, like everybody thought. I mean, what he was saying going into the offseason here was he was just going to look for a new team. Like he apparently like Washington didn't want him. He didn't feel wanted there, so he's looking at their teams. And apparently he met with the Jacksonville Jaguars. Like he talked to them. He talked to Urban Meyer like about joining the team, maybe being a backup to Trevor Lawrence. But man, he went out on his own terms, He got to go. He won Comeback Player of the Year. That's not a bad way to go out, man.
Think about how much time he put into the rehab to get back out on that field to play football again professionally.
Yeah, they said he
crazy.
had like 10 surgeries or like 12 surgeries or something like during that time period with his leg, and like, damn, man. That's crazy. That's dedication. He
exactly, man.
Relearned how to use that leg, and then he came back and played football. They said he was like 4-1 in like the games that he played or something. Like he came back and he was playing well.
You don't lose many games, man. Even when he was with Washington, they were going like mediocre season. They were going like 4-12. I'm sure, I'll probably like watch me, whoever's the 5 people watching this, looking at the stats like Alex Smith actually had 3 losing seasons. Like, get this guy out of here. I love Alex Smith, and I never had anything wrong with him. Like Alex Smith's the man in my book, so congratulations on that.
For sure, man. I remember him being on the Chiefs more than anything. I
think he was on the Niners first, right?
He was on the Niners, yeah. And then he went to the Chiefs, I believe. But I just remember him on the Chiefs because for some reason every time we played him, he would always beat us.
He got replaced by Kaepernick, and then he got replaced by Mahomes.
Yeah. Yep.
But hey, good luck on anything he does in the future, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, I haven't heard of anything like if he plans to do like coaching or if he wants to get into like commentary or anything, but I'm sure he'll succeed wherever, man.
Right.
As far as other news in the NFL, I have Jadeveon Clowney officially signed with the Browns.
Yep.
He was going to sign. He was planning on signing with them last year and ended up signing with the Titans. Didn't really do much.
We kind of hit on it a little bit last week. And then
with them
in editing, I ended up, because we recorded on Tuesday and we were talking about how he was in conversations with the Browns, and then I think Wednesday he signed or Thursday he signed, and while I was editing the video, I ended up putting up on the screen like Jadeveon Clowney signs 1-year deal with the Browns. We were talking about it being like a meeting, but like, yeah. I'm glad that ended up happening just because I feel like the Browns are a team where we've talked about this before on here. Like, I think they have a lot of potential. As much as they've had a tumultuous past, like this building that they've been doing over the last couple of years has been trending straight in the right direction.
Yeah, and
getting
I mean
ODJ back, like, man,
yeah,
or we,
if he can play like up to par with what he can, like his peak performance, if he can play like half of that, if not, like, because I can't imagine he'd be in on every down for that defense. But man, if he can just come in and just wreak havoc, that defense like is boosted by a decent amount, man. Like he's gonna help them a lot. And I mean that defense is already, like what you said, they're getting better every year along with the offense. So I mean, who knows?
Havoc on Ben Roethlisberger twice a year.
Exactly. It's not just the Ravens and the Steelers. It's the Browns, Ravens, and Steelers. Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows
got the young gun out there. The young gun out there, Joe Burrow, who's like, hey.
Joe Burrow, yeah, coming back from
that
injury. Maybe they can actually get him some protection here in the draft. Who knows?
This is the Bungles still.
That's true. I did have a story here which definitely took a drastic turn since I've saved it. The Seahawks signed Aldon Smith to a 1-year deal, and this was like the beginning of last week, like right after our podcast or whatever. But since then, he has since been having some issues with the law.
Yeah,
and like I think he's since been like he turned himself in or whatever. I haven't seen like the full story, but it definitely took a turn. The Seahawks already. So I mean, the Seahawks made a statement saying they know about the situation, they're looking into it, but they haven't like made any official statement, like news on if he's cut or what's going on with him.
Man, I just think it's like crazy how quickly it happened.
Like I had that saved from last week, and then with all this stuff breaks. I was like, what is going on? You just signed the new team.
Mm-hmm.
Falcons signed former Lions and Patriots safety Duron Harmon.
Ooh.
Cordell Patterson as running back.
Oh, we got two of our motherfuckers, huh? Got two of them. Even with Cordell Patterson spending years on the Patriots, when I think about him, I picture him in a Vikings jersey. Like, I cannot help but picture him in that Vikings jersey running kicks back. Like, I love Cordell Patterson. I was happy when he came to the Patriots. But where's he at? The Falcons now?
Yes, the Falcons. Both of them Falcons.
Okay.
Also in the NFL, I think there's a total of like 16 or 17 teams now that are officially boycotting the voluntary OTAs. Like we talked about how like the Patriots were in on it, the Bears were in on it, the Lions. Well, now there's like a total of 17 teams. The Eagles aren't in on it now. Like apparently it's looking like most teams are going to be skipping it.
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess rookies and stuff can still go in and do their thing, but I guess most people aren't going to be going in. They'll go in when they have to during training.
Right. Like weight rooms and stuff are going to still be open, but
yeah. Let me see here. Washington. I don't know if you saw this. Washington announced a list of names online, and they sent it out to like their season ticket holders and a bunch of their like newsletter people sign up to the newsletter, and it's a list of all the names that they're currently like have mapped down for like the future of the franchise.
Like a vote?
Pretty much, yeah. They're having people vote on them.
They're leaving it up to the people. We're gonna end up with the Washington Bodie McBoat faces.
No. They're already a predetermined list of names.
Okay.
Write in any names or anything.
Is Washington football team one of the options?
Yes, Washington D.C. football.
That's awesome. They recognize the people love that name.
Football team is the last option on here. It's just Washington football team.
Please let that win.
Washington D.C. Football Club, Washington Capital City Football Club. Oh man, they have some more here. Aces, ambassadors, anchors, archers. They have a ton of them on here that you can pick from. The Commanders, the Defenders, be pretty cool.
Hey, I used to like the DC Defenders. That was my squad.
This one's kind of neat. First City Football Club. Like that's interesting.
Ooh, that's misleading to foreigners, but
the Washington Red Hogs. The
Red
Washington
Hogs.
yeah,
Like pigs.
Hawks, like a pig. Yeah,
That have to do with DC.
right. The Red Hog, the Renegades, the
name them
Washington
the-
Renegades would be cool. The Washington Warriors would be cool.
Washington, DC football team, please.
Washington D.C. Football Club. That's what they have.
Okay. Barcelona.
And yeah, they make it sound like a damn soccer team.
Right. Oh my God, that's awesome though.
Tails and the Red Wolves too, which
Red
were like,
Wolves.
yeah, the Red Tails and Red Wolves.
Those both sound like high school teams.
They do.
So they gotta have some type of prestige behind the name. Even weird enough, football team just it works.
Yeah.
For me at least, it works.
It's been there for a year now. It's been in the games. It's all we've heard.
That's what I see in Madden. That's what it
And
is.
Red Hogs.
Don't be the Red Hogs, please.
Big red pig. That's the mascot, just a big, huge, scary pig that goes around scaring the children in the stadium. Oh my gosh, dude! But no, for real, the Washington D.C. Football Club or whatever will be cool.
That actually sounds clean. I would like that.
Yeah. The NFL announced what it's calling its first U.S. sportsbook partnerships with Caesars Entertainment, DraftKings, and FanDuel. So NFL officially partnered up with them. Those companies now are the NFL's official sports betting partners.
Oh yeah, it's getting that. It's getting like that now. It's like beyond.
NFL's like,
legal.
you know what? Come in here, bet on our games.
We need so that just makes it like this is messing with my brain, Wyatt, because we had this conversation before about sports being fixed. We had this conversation before,
And now the NFL's like,
and now they're like making it even harder for people who are on that side of arguing that it happens. They're like, look, you're in bed with the sports books. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, like
I don't care. It's like Santa Claus to me.
Right.
Sports being fixed is like Santa Claus being real to me. I don't care. Santa's real and sports are real. So go.
What you talk about? Big question here of the offseason. Will Deshaun Watson participate in the offseason program starting Monday? Nick Caserio said whatever players are here to participate, that's their choice. That's what they said. The Texans front office.
Are they mandatory when you're talking about the start date, or is it still voluntary?
No, it's the offseason program.
Okay, then yeah.
He said the players are here to participate, that's their choice. So I mean, if Deshaun wanted to go in and practice, he's welcome. If not, that's on him.
He ain't showing up.
Not gonna show up there.
There's gonna be mad cameras there. He ain't going nowhere by any cameras. Like people are like, Deshaun,
You know,
why are you asking him?
There's gonna be like 10 people outside that facility every day just to see if he's gonna be there.
Like, Deshaun Watson is in there right now. I don't know what room he's in. I hope it's not the massage place. Just go. I can't even.
Hope it's not. Was it the massage room?
But in all seriousness,
Yeah.
Deshaun, I don't think shows up to practice or anything like that until this stuff is either cleared or he ends up getting charges and doesn't show up. Period. You know what I mean? Because he ends up in jail for some shit, like, or just not, or more or less like kicked off the team. Whatever is gonna happen out of this, whether he plays football or is actually guilty of all this stuff. He doesn't show his face in the off season. I'm not sure he plays in the beginning of the season. And it's half the reason why they signed that other quarterback.
Yeah.
You know?
That's
Who they signed?
Who was it?
Tyrod?
Taylor. Yeah.
Tyrod
Taylor, yeah.
But yeah, exactly. So even the Texans are probably like, this is plan A.5.
Can't trade him
You know what I mean? Yeah. So and
yeah.
you can't trade him right now. So he's not going to be on a different team or anything like that. And if that happens, I'd be shocked. So we'll see what happens. But
yeah,
Shaw's chilling for now.
Kind of in related news, kind of going the other way. Antonio Brown and his accuser have settled their case, and now he's pretty much in the clear now. So, and I mean, from what I've seen, apparently the Bucks are looking to re-sign him here within the next week or so.
Right.
So it's looking like he's going to run it back with the Buccaneers.
They said this case clearing probably would end up opening up his market a little bit more, like teams feeling a little bit more comfortable going after him.
You can get some actual like get some dough.
Exactly.
Now. He doesn't have
Super
to
Bowl,
like sign up men or whatever with the Bucks. I mean, he can if he wants another Super Bowl.
Antonio before the Super Bowl, and now even though he didn't contribute a lot, he did catch a touchdown in the Super Bowl. So like he's now a Super Bowl winning wide receiver, Antonio Brown, with the stats and the pedigree that he had in the past as far as football. I know he's kind of crazy off the field, but
he's gonna want to like reach out to him now,
but
especially
like
since you haven't really much from him since he was on the Bucks. Like there was no or anything.
But like you're saying, I think he is most likely the destination he goes to is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
At least for another year, running back. In a surprising release, the Browns released a defensive tackle, Sheldon Richardson, who has been really good for him, which is like, I haven't seen any other news following up on it, but like, which is kind of surprising. It took like Twitter by storm that day because I was like, why did they release him? Like, he's like a great tackle for him. So
interesting. Let's see what else comes out of that.
Yeah, and I haven't seen anybody sign him yet, so I don't know what's going on there.
The news is about to break or some shit, you know?
No, something's being kept inside, you know. The Giants are hosting former Patriots defensive back Jason McCourty. As a team, McCourty are exploring a possible move in the future. So your boy might be going to the Giants.
I don't know where my McCourty jersey is. I was gonna bring it. It's his brother, mind you.
Yeah, but still McCourty. I was gonna bring it for his jersey, but I got Newton up today. But anyway, I said it in the group chat. I was like, it's all right. We still got the good twin, but in all seriousness, like that kind of sucks. I liked having both of them. I like Jason McCourty when he was on the Titans because, and this is just personal Patriot fan BS, but like I would follow. They would have like a joint Instagram page. It would be DMac and JMac. Yeah. So I've been following Jason McCourty for years now since he was a Titan because I was following that page and it was always them posting. Whoever would post to be like Obama on his Twitter, or it would be like BO or Bo or you know what I mean. When he signed it would be like JMac or DMac. So like it's been cool. And then like their mom would wear a Titans jersey. It was like a half right. But then he signed the Patriots. I was like, hell yeah, we got both of them. I've seen that before with like the Kelsey brothers. Like I've seen like their mom post like the half Eagles, half Chiefs.
Exactly.
Before.
Exactly. Imagine being a mom with two sons of the NFL.
Right. That's crazy.
But I wish him well, man, if he does sign with them.
But I'm sure it kind of hurts that I went to the Giants too if he goes there. It's like
it hurts more when players go to the Dolphins to be like even rumors of players that like we'll get to the big.
Oh, I was gonna say I have a big rumor too. I'm sure it's the same thing.
We'll get to that. That hurt me more than anything. We'll get to that. Sure. Even just the rumor of it, but we'll get to that. Let's move on.
I was gonna bring that up, but the next thing I have here, the Bears signed former. You should say Eagles technically, but 49ers wide receiver Marquise Goodwin. Marquise Goodwin signed with the Eagles last year. Didn't play because he sat out because of the COVID. Like sat out, and then we talked about it after the season because he never played it down for us. His rights and everything reverted back to the 49ers. So I guess it's technically right. The 49ers wide receiver Marquise Goodwin.
Technically,
but yeah, he signed with the Bears. So the Bears are just kind of upgrading their wide receiver a little bit. They still have Allen Robinson.
Yeah. Man, I think Allen Robinson underrated.
Oh, very underrated. Very underrated.
A lot of players are.
A piece of interesting free agent news. Steelers free agent and offensive tackle Alejandro Villanueva is set to visit the Ravens this week.
Ooh.
With moving from Baltimore's O-line, they plan to check him out in person.
Okay.
Go to the dark side.
Speaking of the Steelers,
Mike
of the greats.
Tomlin.
He's going down in history as one of the greats by the time he's all done, man. Mike Tomlin signed a 3-year extension with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Of course. He is 21st all time on the wins list. As is right now. He's already 21st, almost top 20. Okay.
That's crazy.
He is one of only 2 coaches ever to win his first 14 straight seasons.
Yeah.
Like 14 straight winning seasons to start his career. And he won a Super Bowl. Mike Tomlin for MVP. I don't care. But he signed an extension for 3 years. I'm happy for him.
It's not just about him being there, but the Steelers continue their successful run of head coach. I think it's within 55 years they only had 3 head coaches, which is how some teams have. Yeah, I was gonna say go through head coaches is like nothing. It's hard to find a head coach. This team had 3 in 55 years. That's
and they're getting Super Bowls, so
instantly decent.
I'm glad he's sticking around. That means that, like I was in the article I was reading, they were saying this means he's going to be here post Roethlisberger era, whether it's only 1 year, 2 years post Roethlisberger, but he's going to be here.
He's not that old. He's got a long career ahead of him still. Yeah,
exactly.
He's been in the league for like 20 years already. Probably longer than that. Yeah.
Well, did longer definitely as an assistant and stuff like that.
Coach, yeah.
Right.
Another player retiring here, former Pro Bowl tight end Jordan Reed has called it quits. He's retired now. 2013 round pick, by the Washington football team. He used to be one of the best receiving tight ends before battling injuries. But as you said, he was just kept getting hurt, kept getting concussed.
He was the man. I would always have him in fantasy.
Yep.
Then he would get knocked, and he'd be out, and I'd have to drop his ass. I'm sorry, Jordan Reed.
That's how it was. I remember having him before, too. I remember, and it's the same thing. You get hurt, you got to drop him, pick up another one.
Oh, Jordan Reed's available?
It's that time of the year again.
But he's questionable.
He'll be out with questionable.
But I wish him the best. Obviously, he wanted to be healthy, so he made the right decision if that's the best decision for him,
Exactly. You got to protect your mental health and protect your health over everything. Now, here's another tidbit about the Washington football team. In the passing era of football, the Washington football team has drafted running backs 12 straight years. They are the only team to draft running backs in 12 straight drafts since the draft moved to 7 rounds in 1994. Only one other team even did that for 9 straight years. And it doesn't say who the team is. But they draft a running back 12 straight years.
And they can't hit on any of them.
No, not at all.
They hit on Darius Geis, but then Darius Geis was hitting on women and stuff, or whatever the hell happened with that situation. I
think his rookie year, he ended up tearing his Achilles or something. So that first year, he didn't even play really, or it was the first game or something.
I think that dude's in jail right now or something. I don't even know what's going on. But that's the last running back they chose, and he was actually talented, but he was a psychopath. So they still missed on it. You know what I mean? Come on now.
They're cursed.
Change
the name.
Change it.
And maybe they'll hit on a running back.
We can't say that no more. That shit used to feel so good. Change the name.
They changed it. Maybe if we draft a running back now, they'll be okay.
Now people can start being like, okay, Washington, let's start the rebuilding process here.
Rebuild. Or maybe it's Dan Snyder, and you might have to get him out for
change the owner.
Yeah, now he can say that. This is pretty interesting. I found the NFL is releasing its helmet testing results. The most interesting is position-specific helmet designed for linemen is among the top overall, but position-specific helmets are the next frontier in helmet technology.
Right, that's pretty interesting. I saw some of them; they look pretty dope.
Yeah,
that's just cool because they look so different.
It's going to be interesting, and I guess it's just going to be based off of I don't know how they're going to determine it, but I guess it's based off of where the specific positions get hit at the most, and it's protecting those areas. And I'm guessing with different positions making them lighter in ways. Who knows?
Okay. I know wide receivers probably need them really stronger on them sides because they be getting knocked. Or I remember people getting hit right in the face mask, So but it all stays on. So it's was anything to make the game safer, I just signed my little man up for football this week.
Nice. That's awesome.
Alex's son is as well, so they're gonna be playing together this year, and I'm just oh yeah, I can't wait. But I want the game to be safe too. You should have seen the wait. I had to initial on all this. I gotta take him get a physical. Gotta bring birth certificate. They take this shit so seriously. I'm like, damn. They're like, are you gonna be using a official school helmet, or are you going to be bringing your own? That was one of the questions on the day. I was just like, I'm just using a school helmet, bro.
We're going to have to get it tested 10 times by 5 different people or something.
Right, exactly.
I had another retirement here. Former Broncos, Browns, and Bucks DB TJ Ward is retiring from the league. He's gone.
Okay. He's gone.
Gone. At
I
Bucks
had
looking for Antonio Brown. That's one thing. What else do you have?
I had two more NFL things here.
Yeah.
One, possibility of Justin Fields going number one overall. What do you think? Chances, percentage wise.
Very low. Going number one. I think it's Trevor Lawrence overall.
Urban Meyer.
It wouldn't surprise me because that would be like the shocking move of the night.
That would be the shock of the night.
The shocking move of the night is, oh shit, Urban Meyer didn't take Trevor Lawrence. Who's taking Trevor Lawrence? The Jets are like,
Jets are like,
what's
then you actually know Trevor Lawrence's career is ruined.
Shit, what happened?
But
speaking of
it's
Fields,
super low. I just thought maybe like his stock is rising. They're talking about him going number 2 or 3 now.
Yeah.
Realistically, like most likely going 2 or 3 instead of falling as far as they were talking about weeks ago.
Yeah, there was a little bit of news that came out about Justin Fields today. I don't know if you saw. Apparently confirmed during NFL teams during the pre-draft process. He's managing epilepsy. Apparently.
Really?
Neurological disorder that causes seizures. It's not affected his football, and doctors believe he'll outgrow it as his other family members have. Like,
interesting.
I guess it's like just hereditary, but he's dealt with it most of his life. I guess it's never
played
affected
plenty of big games with lights and cameras and stuff. So like, I'm guessing that's crazy.
Something like, and I saw something. There was another comment I saved where it's like when a player has a medical condition that should remain private and all of a sudden becomes public, it usually means one thing, and that someone wants the player to drop in the draft. So it's like somebody found that news out and leaked it. So they were like, "Yeah, we want this guy." You think it was Bill? Bill's like, "I just found out this kid has epilepsy, might be able to get seizures. Maybe that'll drop him down to us. Maybe we could trade up."
Let me get him at number 9. Like, so as optimistic as I was when they were talking,
I think he's going top 3 though.
I think he is too. And as I was optimistic a little bit ago, like maybe he falls to 12-9 range and we could trade up to just there, but I don't think we could trade up because we trade up to 4. I don't think we get him even still. So like we'd have to settle with Trey Lance or Mac Jones, where I would rather have Trey Lance all day, baby. Alabama don't produce quarterbacks; they produce other positions. I want Trey Lance, baby. That dude's crazy. But anyway,
just the rest here that kind of all came out today. It's just kind of the things that they voted on. NFL owners voted to eliminate overtimes in preseason. That's gone.
Why was there even overtimes in preseason? What the hell? What?
Out of here. NFL owners also approved a proposal by the competition committee to limit receiving team on kickoffs to 9 players instead of 10 in the setup zone within 25 yards of kick. It's designed to make it easier to recover an onside kick.
Cool.
And it's a 1-year experiment. It's not permanent.
I love these 1-year experiment rules because everybody either loves them or hates them, and it's a topical year. So let's see how it goes.
And then the last thing is they officially approved the number changes. That like
officially
position groups can actually have like more numbers now.
Right. Like apparently it's not any number, but they widen the parameters.
I just have to save the list because they actually like an hour or two ago they released like an official list of like positions, like what numbers they can pick.
Right.
I
had
just as far as NFL.
One more.
One
more
ahead, man.
NFL thing here. In your opinion, what sophomore will have the best season this year? We got Justin Jefferson. I'm just gonna list a couple here.
Oh,
Justin
okay.
Jefferson, Chase Young, Justin Herbert, Joe Burrow, Jerry Jeudy, others you could think of. I just listed a couple there. Like I personally think somebody like a Justin Herbert or a Justin Jefferson are in prime positions to completely exceed because like they're not really like Justin Jefferson's in Minnesota. He's not going to be the primary focus. They got Thielen out there. You know what I mean? So
yeah, true.
I think he's in a prime position to be shocking a lot of people.
He blew everybody's socks off last year with like over 1,000 yards.
Right.
rookie season.
But I think he could be even better than that this year.
Certainly, definitely.
But Justin Herbert also has nowhere to go but up. So does everybody on this list. I just wanted. What do you think?
If they put protection around him, definitely Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow will succeed. Another person to watch if they do it right, Tua. Look at Tua, man, and Dolphins. See if they can put it together because they have Bryant Fitz now. Like he's the dude. They committed. So
I don't know, man.
Looks like they're probably getting a playmaker in the draft since they traded up. So
I just don't feel like I told you Alabama don't produce quarterbacks. I don't feel good about it.
That's true.
I never felt good about Tua even before he went to the Dolphins. I was just like, oh, I don't know. You got a Bo Jackson type injury in college.
That's just somebody to look at. I think.
I feel you.
But overall, I'm gonna be looking at those because we kind of already know what like Herbert and Jefferson can do. It's just nothing else from there. Yeah, Chase Young.
Chase Young had the best year, so his year is going to be the hardest to repeat, if not be better. That's going to be the hardest for him to.
Yeah, because now they actually have an offseason to build around Herbert. They know what he is. They can build around him.
Still got a first-year coach though, so
yeah, true.
That's the one thing that I was thinking is the cons with that situation.
That. Yeah, that is true.
So a first-year coach out there, a new system, so like.
And you gotta. I don't know why I didn't think of it first. My boy, bro, Jalen Hurts. What's he gonna do in Philly?
That's what I mean. Like
he's gonna
who knows
starter. Like I'm ready to see what Jalen can do.
What if he balls this year? He's just like Lamar Jackson in his second or third year type of shit. You know what I mean? Like
who knows what can happen?
But I just want to throw that out there.
Yeah, I only have one more thing as well, and that's just that it's from the NFL.com, and it's the general manager power rankings, and it's based off of pretty much up to date now. It's past the free agency, everything. Number one is pretty surprising. I don't know if you can guess who number one is. You don't have to know the person, but like the team.
Number one GM, and this is like ranked all time or just right now?
Specifically from now back until 2015. It says I only went back to 2015 and did not include the 9 GMs who have run one draft or less.
I'm going to say the team that drafts well. I'm going to say somebody like Kansas City.
No. It is Chris Ballard from the Indianapolis Colts.
That feels pretty good too, though.
Number 2 is Kevin Colbert from the Steelers, and then number 3 is Jason Licht of the Buccaneers.
What?
Yeah.
What? Even just like 1 year? What the hell? Like, okay.
Jerry Jones is at 8.
I had a feeling the Cowboys were going to be up there because they tend to draft well, but they can't ever capitalize on their talent.
Think your Patriots are.
I'm going to say, because Bill Belichick's had a pretty rough stretch of drafts since drafting Gronk and Aaron Hernandez. That was 2011. I'm going to say. 2015, okay, says. Yeah. Then I'm gonna. It's been worse even then. So like, I'm gonna say like 23.
Not that bad. It is number 16. Oh, wait, no. Hold up a second. I misspoke. 18.
Okay.
That's Patriots. Your best pick is 25, round 4 in 2015. Your worst pick is second round DBs. That's all it says. Is second round DBs.
That's why we had to go out and get a free agent you know what I mean? Stephon Gilmore.
Is through free agency, it seems. The Eagles, Howie Roseman is at 21. The best pick
so not that far.
Got at round 2 in 2018. The worst pick is J.J. Arcega-Whiteside in round 2.
I just picture every Eagles fan on the planet when the commissioner called his name and be like, who?
Like, that's how I was. Who? You know, DK Metcalf is on the board, right?
You know, DK, you seen this man's pictures, right? Like
last year, they scooped Jalen Reagor. You know Justin Jefferson's there, right?
Oh man, let's see what happens this year. You have the 6th pick overall. Trade it. You know, we could have got Jamar Chase, right? I wish the best for them Eagles, man.
The last 2 on the list here is David Gettleman for the Giants,
Mm-hmm.
and the last one is John Gruden and Mike Mayock for the Raiders.
Last. Wow. So now, in retrospect, him trading Khalil Mack for all them assets and all that BS, he didn't do shit with it anyway. So you should have never got rid of Khalil Mack in the first place. I like John Gruden, but damn.
NFL stuff I have for this week. But of course, we're going to roll on here to the NBA quick with your NBA hot and not list, Vern.
Mm-hmm. It's actually a little bit lengthy this week, so I'm going to just kind of run through them. Because a lot of teams seem to have like the same streaks, so I didn't want to leave anybody out just for keeping the list shorter. Fuck it, you know what I mean? Number 1 on the hot list, and this may have changed actually because we were supposed to record this on Tuesday, so don't mind if it's a little bit off now. But number 1 on the list is the New York Knicks. As of when I wrote this down, they were on a 6-game winning streak. Okay, 7-3 over the last 10 games. Washington. 5-game winning streak, 7-3 over the last 10 games. Toronto Raptors, 3-game winning streak. Denver, 3-game winning streak. Atlanta, 3-game winning streak. Psych, I was wrong. Atlanta's on a 1-game winning streak. I read that wrong. And then the reason I had Atlanta on this list here is because they were on a 1-game winning streak, mind you, but they're 8-2 over the last 10, so they've been rolling.
Okay.
Same with the Clippers on a 1-game winning streak, but they're 8-2 over the last 10, and Phoenix on a 1-game winning streak, 8-2 over the last 10. So all 3 of them teams, they're trying to just push right now. Even though Atlanta's not in the same position the Clippers and the Suns are right now as far as jockeying for position.
Yeah.
But honorable mention of the week was Boston. They're on a 1-game losing streak as of when I wrote this, and they're still 8-2 over the last 10 games. So
yeah, they've been performing a lot better here recently.
Yeah. Then the Knots. Don't know if this changed yet, but OKC lost 11 straight. 0-10 over the last 10, okay? Get out of here, OKC. You're trash.
Sorry. They've 12 in a row they lost now.
Oh, God. It's ridiculous. Get out of here. Take it.
Take it.
Cleveland on a 3-game losing streak.
They broke that tonight.
They did?
They beat the Bulls. They beat the pants off the Bulls tonight.
Damn. Okay, let me know if these teams won or not. Okay. New Orleans on a 3-game losing streak.
That I don't know. Let me see. New Orleans 4-game losing streak now. They lost.
Indiana Pacers 3-game losing streak.
Where's that one? They won since then.
Oh, you bastard.
1-1. Okay. They're 5-5 in their last 10 now.
All right. Well, what about Dallas? Last time I checked, they were on a 2-game losing streak.
Yes. Yep. Yeah, they're still
slipping, bro.
5-5 in the last 10.
Houston ended up back on this list. They had a 1-game losing streak. Mm-hmm. They were 2-8 last I checked there. And Sacramento was my honorable mention for the list because they did win a game, but they are 1-9 over the last 10.
Damn.
And the thing about Sacramento, man, they are so much talent on that team. Like they have so many young guns, so many young bulls that are going to be amazing in the future. So don't sleep. Like I know I put Sacramento on this list all the time. Not gonna lie.
They just need some help.
They just need some help.
They got to attract some like talent there, like some
veteran help.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, but they have a lot of talent, a lot of young talent on that team. So look out for Sacramento in the future. But that's my hot and not for this week.
Okay. Yeah, there was a big game tonight, actually. It was Phoenix Suns versus the Sixers. And Phoenix, it came down and like they won by 3. Joel Embiid stepped up like a last-minute buzzer beater. And, dude, it's wild. It was making its way around the internet. The ball like went kind of in the hoop, but it bounced out, dude. It was wild. It like looked like it went in, but it bounced straight out.
Damn.
At the buzzer. So, I mean, that could be maybe a finals. Who knows?
The Sixers very well could be. It very well could be.
The Suns are only, like, 1 game out now. Oh, shit. No, Utah just won. They're 2 games out. I'm telling you.
That's not much, though.
Suns, they might.
Still there.
They're gunning for that 1 seed.
You called it. We'll see if Phoenix ends up with that 1 seed.
Yeah, and I mean Philly and Brooklyn, they're still tied for that 1 seed over there in the Eastern
The
Conference.
Sixers had a great week last week. Even though they just lost to the Suns, they beat the Mavs, the Nets, and the Clippers last week. So that's a good stretch to put together there, you know?
Yeah. For NBA news, Lamarcus Aldridge retired from the NBA last week after signing with the Brooklyn Nets. I think it was a week or two ago, a couple weeks ago. Apparently, he was having like irregular heartbeats, like during and after.
Decided to retire.
Yeah, it's like what we mentioned earlier about just like you gotta do what's best for your health, man. So
Regardless.
regardless,
Right.
I'm sure like he'll go on to do good things. Maybe like get in the commentary game, maybe work
Maybe
with
be a
the or
coach.
something, maybe be a coach. Who knows?
Maybe come back to the Nets staff in some capacity.
Yeah. In other news, the announced presenters for the class of 2020 inductions to the Hall of Fame for the NBA. Kobe Bryant's going to be presented by Michael Jordan, which is going to be. I can't wait for that. It's going to be really
I'm
good.
gonna cry. I know I'm
I'm
gonna cry
gonna
when
cry.
that shit happens, but I'm ready to watch it.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
ready for that.
definitely.
Yo, speaking of that, my girl
Kobe.
got me this this Kobe wallet.
Oh, that's cool.
Kobe on it.
That's dope.
It's really cool. I put it over here right next to the Kobe jersey. But yeah,
Right.
I saw
We'll have
that, man.
talk about Kobe again.
Oh God,
I'm not ready for it.
I'm excited to watch it just because it'll be a moment. It'll be a moment, you know. So I'm looking for, and that's May 15th. It's right after my birthday there.
Yeah.
So, looking forward to that as well.
Another Tim Duncan is presented by David Robinson and Kevin Garnett
Nice.
by Isaiah Thomas.
Nice. Oh man.
So Duncan and Kevin Garnett's going to go in as well, which is awesome.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let me see here. I did have some other news. Dwayne Wade purchased an ownership stake in the Utah Jazz.
Seems to be very involved in stuff as well. And I don't know exactly what that means, but we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, who knows? I didn't get to see too much of it, like as far as article wise, like what he's gonna be doing. But that's cool that he's gonna be involved. I thought he would have been trying to get a like ownership stake of the Heat or something.
Maybe they were too expensive.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, he's been he's loved by that franchise. I'm sure they let him cut him a deal on
They're like, they just write a number on a piece of paper and slide it over to him.
Sorry, man.
Let me go to the mountains and try to buy a basketball team.
I'll buy a part of Utah. DeMarcus Cousins signed a 10-day contract with the Clippers, so we'll see how that goes for them. Free agent Jabari Parker agreed to a deal with Boston Celtics. So
Jabari Parker was supposed to be the next LeBron James.
I know. He played on the Bulls for a year. And I thought he was going to be the dude to save us, but nope. It's going to be Zach LaVine. And, and the other Bulls.
Yo, I saw a weird stat that you and the Magic are both 3-7 since the trade.
Zach hasn't been playing. He's been out due to COVID. Shit.
Since the what's his name? Voyevich? Since the Voyevich trade. You guys are both 3-7. Like nothing. That shit was just funny to me. I'm like,
it's not good.
How does that end up happening?
It helps us long term. I don't know if it's gonna help us out, like immediately, but overall for the build, it's gonna help.
Yeah, that dude is gonna be a monster. Like, and he's a monster now. You know.
Yeah, definitely. Man, speaking of a monster, let's talk about Steph Curry.
Yes.
Let's talk about this.
Averaging 43.8 points a game right now. Like they're in this whole 40. He's averaging 43 points a game. What do you mean? And then the wilder part about this is 54.5% from the 3-point line. Like
outrageous.
More than half of his threes are going down. Like
most games with 10 plus made 3-point is Steph Curry with 20. 20 games. The next is Klay Thompson with 5. And you got
wait, what?
Yeah, most games with 10 plus made 3-pointers. 20 has Steph has 20 like in a row.
Right.
Yeah, Klay. The next is Klay with 5 in a row. And then you got like James Harden with 3, Damian Lillard with 3, J.R. Smith with 3, Zach LaVine with 2.
That's wild, man. Curry's up to averaging 31 points on the season and thrusted himself right into that MVP conversation. If the Warriors make the playoffs, man, if anybody could do it, it's gonna be Curry, man. With all the obstacles they've been dealing with, Curry could just be like, you know what, I'm about to turn on cheat code mode and score 130 points a night.
Put the team on his back.
Just be like, outscore us. Whatever else happens, you're not going to stop me from making over half of my 3-pointers. I'll shoot 30 of them a game if I have to. That, you know what I mean? Like, that's 15 times 3. Do the math. I'm dropping 40-some points a night. Like, think about it, though. If he takes 30 shots a night and he's making 16, 17 of them, like, and they're all threes, like, that's talking, like I said, like, he's shooting 54% from the 3-point line. Like, it's ridiculous. It's cheat code shit right now. So I hope he keeps it up, man. I love it.
I hope so too. He's gonna make he's already made history. He's just gonna keep like furthering himself because he's like now he's the best shooter in NBA history.
He's the type of player that changed the game, like Michael Jordan. Like, he's a game-changing type of player. Kids shoot threes like crazy over the last 5 to 10 years because of what really Curry has brought to the league. Like, it's wild. And there's players in the league who do the same thing now. Like, Damian Lillard shooting from the logo like it's nothing. It's really nothing to him. He's the same. Like, he's inspiring. But I feel like Curry has changed the way basketball is played. Like, even down to an analytical, like, they're like, don't even bother taking the 2 anymore. Like, don't take a jump shot. Fuck a mid-range. Dunk the ball or shoot a 3. You know, and it's just, it's crazy.
And even when he has to, dude got, like, he could break your ankles. He's got crazy ball handling. And then he could drive to the hoop. Like, he's got, like, those, like, vicious, like, little, like, teardroppers that he does. And then he, like, does, like, little layups. Dude's a beast in all aspects, man. He's awesome. And other news, James Harden and KD now have had setbacks with their injuries.
What's going on, Brooklyn?
It's not looking like what you said. I mean, James Harden, he's out indefinitely with that hamstring injury he's had. I guess from what you said, Steve Nash said he's back to square one with that. Yep. Not good. KD, I guess he's going to be back sooner rather than later. It's looking like it's a contusion.
This is a little bit more minor, but still, you know, it's the same as what the Lakers do. You don't want to deal with your stars getting hurt like this all the time.
Yeah. In other news, NBA 2021 free agency will start August 2nd at 6 p.m. Let me see here.
Damn.
Yeah, so that's that. So that's August 2nd free agency will start for the next league year. And kind of sad news, Vanessa Bryant did not renew the contract with Nike. Kobe and Nike partnership is officially done. Unless they can do a new deal eventually, but who knows?
Kobe's brand more or less is a free agent at the moment, so it's up to Vanessa and the family, I guess, to see where it goes next. If it stays, if it goes somewhere else, you know. But I did see that as well.
Who knows? Let me see. It's another Steph Curry stat. Finished 49 points. It's his 5th 40-point game in April. He passed Kobe and Michael Jordan for most point games in a month by a player aged 33 or older. That's an ESPN stat. Age 33 or older. Yeah, he passed Kobe and MJ.
Damn.
Yeah, the only other NBA thing I have here is Russell Westbrook is the first player ever to have 25-plus triple-doubles in 4 different seasons.
First player ever to do that. He's about to average a triple-double for like 4 straight seasons. Bro.
It's crazy. I don't know how he does it.
Nobody seems to give a fuck. Like, please give this man some respect, Alex.
Alex. That's pretty much all the NBA news I have. The only other thing I really wanted to touch on was pretty big news. We don't talk about it a lot, but there was some shit going down in the soccer world this past couple days, man. There has been some stuff going down. I tried to get a grip on it myself. It's kind of crazy. A group of 12 elite English, Spanish, and Italian clubs dramatically split from the European soccer on Sunday, announcing they were forming a super league.
Superlaga.
Yeah. The clubs are leaving the existing UEFA-run Champions League structure despite warnings they could be kicked out of their domestic competitions and face legal action.
Shit.
Yeah, pretty much it pissed everybody off. Like the leagues, it pissed the fans off.
The players.
Here's some other stats. They agreed to form their own competition with other clubs to follow. The tournament would run as soon as practicable. They would not compete in the Champions League and wouldn't have to share revenue with other clubs in their domestic leagues. So they would take pretty much all the money in. That's pretty much a lot of the motive. And it's pretty funny because most of the leagues that join them are part, if not half owner with Americans. And it's like, oh, so the Americans infiltrated soccer.
So
and
that's
another fact is LeBron James is part owner of one of the teams, and now he split to form a Super League, eh?
So of course LeBron's involved in the super team formation over here with Barcelona and Real Madrid and all these fucking, like, you know what I mean? Like, I saw the list of names and I'm like, this is like every like the top 8 teams in the, you know what I mean? Like
Liverpool, Arsenal, Chelsea, Manchester City, Tottenham, Atletico, Real Madrid, Barcelona. It's crazy. AC.
How did they even get all these teams to agree to this shit?
I don't know, but there has been some updates on it. There were some threats. Leagues could ban teams from domestic competition if they go ahead with the move. So be like, nah, you may go over there to play. UEFA intends to ban players involved with representing their national teams. So like in like the Olympics and shit, they'd be like, nope. You're not going to do that. You can't do that.
You play for Barcelona.
And World Cup and Euros would be impacted as well.
Yeah.
But since Sunday, since this has all happened, teams have started withdrawing. Chelsea has withdrawn. Manchester City left. And some other things happened here. Apparently, it has since been dissolved. The Super League isn't happening now. It's looking like
you built me up for the last 5 minutes.
That's what I'm saying. I had to me with the story and build to where we're at now. Pretty much the UEFA and FIFA pretty much scared all these teams into coming back to the leagues.
I thought that was going because I haven't been paying attention, so like I had no idea where you were going with this. So you're like, yeah, it's done.
They around and tried it, and then they found out what was going to happen, and they were like, you know what, we probably shouldn't do this.
Damn, that was a crazy 12 days, huh?
But there is some, like, they come out with some, like, new rule changes and stuff for the leagues. I did have here 32 teams expands to 36. This is the new Champions League format. 32 teams expands to 36, and the last 16 final remains unchanged. Top 8 teams qualify for the last 16.
Gotcha.
I mean, take that what you will if you're huge into soccer. We're not huge fans of soccer, obviously, but it was definitely crazy to make our podcast this week because we were like, what is going on? Soccer Twitter, I see it every now and then. It leaks into my feed, but they were blowing up. I was seeing it everywhere. Even reporters from other leagues are like, what is going on with these leagues over there? Like it was wild, man.
Everybody wanted to see what was happening. Soccer is realistically the biggest sport in the world, so I mean, we're the ones that are missing the boat on that one. I'm just not into it.
True. And I mean, especially whenever like the teams that you and I named, like they're huge teams that they were going to leave. Exactly. And that was only be an impact of like, okay, these teams aren't going to be able to play all like the rest of the teams. But that's like, since those are the bigger teams, I'm guessing, I don't know all the teams in the leagues, of course, but those are obviously big teams. That's a lot of money that's just going to be gone from the league. That's missing. So who knows what would happen with the actual like rest of the leagues, you know, like what would have been the repercussions from that? Who knows? Maybe in the future we'll find out if they're like, all right, we tried it before. Maybe we can do it again.
They're like going to go back and regroup and try to figure out loopholes and like ways around this shit. Like, oh shit, they try to hit us with legal action.
We did it wrong last time, but we'll be back.
They try to hit us with some legal action? We got to figure this out. We'll figure it out. We'll be back with more teams next time.
We'll have lawyers too.
Goddamn. Oh my god.
For the bias, but I'll just run down through the rankings for NHL quick, since there really isn't any news. Central Division, Carolina's top, Florida sweeped in at the number 2. They went past Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay Lightning are at the 3 seed now, so they're sliding right now. They're 5-5 in their last 10. Florida's on a 3-game win streak. They're 6-3-1 in their last 10, and Carolina's just rolling. The East got Washington, New York Islanders, Pittsburgh, and then you got Boston. They're at the 4th spot. So I mean, they're on the brink of being knocked out. If the Rangers start playing here and start stacking up some wins, it could be in trouble. But what you said, Boston, they're on a 5-game win streak as of right now, 7-2-1 in their last 10. So I mean, they are rolling. New Jersey and Buffalo are officially eliminated from playoff contention. They're the only 2 teams right now eliminated. It's looking like the Flyers are going to be next up, unfortunately.
Buffalo's that team I think I was talking about a little bit earlier this season where I was like, they haven't had like a home victory since like 2018 or something like that.
From a week ago where they were having like the worst record in the league. They had like 11 losses straight or something. They're terrible. They're the worst team right now. New Jersey is definitely the second worst. They're on a 7-game losing streak. In the North, you got Toronto. They reclaimed that number 1 spot. Winnipeg, and then you got Edmonton. Edmonton jumped Montreal. And then in the West, Vegas. They came back. They got the 1 seed again. Came back and got the 1 seed for Colorado. And then you got Minnesota there. Vegas is on a 7-game win streak. They're 8-2 in their last 10. Colorado, though, they have a 4-game win streak, and they're 9-1. So they're still on their tail. They're only 2 points. Yeah, there's only 2 points between those teams. So, I mean, it's just to be between those two. But that's all the rankings as far as NHL goes. That's all the news I have. We can kind of roll into our bias bubble here.
Absolutely. I don't have too much for the Pats, but I got a couple things here for the Lakers as well. With the Patriots, we kind of hit on this a little bit. Voluntary workouts are beginning May 15th. Cam has been spotted working out like in the facilities, more or less, just visiting the weight room, stuff like that. There's like apparently 2-hour meetings that are going to be going on, and all the weight rooms going to be open. So they were just talking about how a lot of the other players are expected to be like reporting on the 15th for stuff. I'm not, because we were just talking about stuff that they're not doing. So I don't know exactly what this is all about, but I saw that and I was like, interesting. Cam's in the building. Cam, come on. I don't care who we get at quarterback in the draft. I hope Cam Newton starts the season. You know what I mean? But anyway, J.C. Jackson's back, man. Re-signed with us.
Nice.
3.3 mil. More money spent. Goddamn it.
Guy got a lot of money to use still, I'm sure.
Right. But I'm glad to have him back. That's great, especially if we lose Jason McCourty, you know?
Yeah.
But as far as my Lakers, AD coming back.
Comes back tomorrow, I guess. By the time, it'll come out. Yeah, so, AD's coming back. That's
so
going to help big time.
Right. I'm so happy about that. LeBron's doing light work right now, apparently. So he's kind of in the midst of getting ready to come back. It's not like he's near coming back. He's more or less just doing some
weeks away, they said.
Yeah, like I seen him rehabbing on the sideline the other day as well. You know,
we talked about getting them both back before the playoffs, man.
Exactly. Like Vogel was saying, AD's biggest problem right now is getting him back into conditioning shape. You know, as far as running up and down the court. He said he's fine playing wise. We need to get him back into shape. So LeBron will have to do the same. I know LeBron's a fucking big muscle, but he's probably gonna have to get back. He's also a 30-something-year-old man. You know.
Yeah.
The Lakers are 7-8 since both of them have been missing. Okay.
Damn.
14-15 since just AD's been missing.
Damn. Nobody grabbed boards and put up 20 points a night or whatever.
We're a 500 team without these two. We're a 500 team without AD.
That isn't that bad. Like without your two stars, like they're still able to put up they're a 500 team. They're not like terrible.
Kyle Kuzma is our best player. But anyway, and then I had one more thing for the Lakers here, because I did want to talk about the Michael Jordan thing, but you covered that for us.
Mm-hmm.
But the Lakers are skipping the White House visit, and it's not necessarily because they're going to have a DC trip here to play the Wizards. It's because of COVID pretty much, and scheduling restrictions, and they didn't rule out rescheduling a White House visit in the future. There have been no White House visits since LeBron James in 2016 went and saw Obama about a month after Trump won the presidency. That's the last time the NBA team has visited the White House. So, but LeBron, apparently there's like stuff about him tweeting right after the election, even like somebody was like, "Bron, you guys could go." I think it was like it was some other NBA player tweeted him, not a Laker either. It was like, "Bron, y'all can go celebrate at the White House now," and he tweeted back to him like, "I'm so excited" or something like that, you know. So like Bron's trying to like the intention is there. Right, the intention is to get back there, but just they're skipping it this year as far as during this trip here. So
yeah. I did have two things to talk to you about, two rumors that came out.
Yeah.
Apparently there was a rumor that during the whole like Jimmy Garoppolo, Tom Brady fiasco in the Patriots, apparently Bill Belichick plotted leaving the Patriots, and one of his destinations was going to the head coach the Miami Dolphins. Like, holy cow, man! What would have happened? Like,
I would have been like feeling like I'm done with football type of feeling. Like, that's not cool, Bill. Why would you even think about like I know the Giants were a destination on that little rumor list as well.
Giants, yeah.
Feel better about the Giants because he has history with the Giants.
That's what I was thinking too.
You know, that would make a lot
Dolphins,
more sense.
that's a straight like FU move. Like that, yeah, that's a
right
big dick move right there. Like, check this out, Robert Kraft.
They were talking about this on McAfee, and they were talking about like how crazy is it that this shit happened after Tom Brady won an MVP. We just lost the greatest Super Bowl ever, like one of the greatest Super Bowls ever to the Eagles. You know, we lost, and then there's all this turmoil, and we still go on to win the next Super Bowl. Like, think about that. That's crazy. That's wild. It was like they were saying it was like a spite Super Bowl. Like they were
it was a spite bowl. There's spite involved here.
It was amazing, but it sucks to hear that he was about to go to Miami, but I'm glad he didn't.
Yeah, that's crazy. Like, man, that would have just been straight out of spite if he would have went there.
I would have been so mad.
The other rumor here, apparently there was a leaked picture from a Packers source inside Green Bay, and it was a picture of a draft sheet for the upcoming draft, and apparently there's a trade on it which would send QB Jordan Love, who they drafted in last year, which made it a big like deal because they still had Aaron Rodgers, but they would be trading Jordan Love to the New England Patriots
for that first rounder.
For the first rounder, yes. It's Jordan Love. They'd be sending Jordan Love their round 1 29th pick and round 4 142 pick, and you would get the 15th pick. They would get the 15th pick.
Nope. I hate this. This is disgusting to me. And like, maybe I'll eat my words if this does happen and Jordan Love's great in 5 years. I do not want Jordan Love on the Patriots. That's not the answer, man. I just don't. I don't know enough about the dude to even be like, yeah, that sounds. I would rather, like right now, I'm more comfortable with Cam, old broken Cam, and potential of maybe getting a younger quarterback in this draft. If that doesn't happen, then who knows? But if we don't get a quarterback in this draft, I don't know what's going to happen with the New England Patriots going forward, man.
Everyone expects you guys to get a quarterback. So
everybody expects it, but Bill Belichick will be like, I don't know, my dog's doing the draft.
I can't move. What do we need a quarterback for?
What? I have a quarterback. What do you mean?
I have a quarterback.
I have other positions I need to fill. Okay, like, get the fuck out of here, Bill. Get Trey Lance. Come on, please.
Come on. What are you doing?
Please. I would hate that. I would hate it. I don't want that to happen.
Okay. I can see why. I see your reasoning, though. I would much rather have somebody out of this draft class, too, than Jordan Love, who knows. The only positive is that he sat behind Aaron Rodgers for a year.
Right, which is a positive, but...
It is what it is. Who knows what he's learned or what his actual skill set's like.
If he's even spent that much time with Aaron Rodgers, realistically.
Exactly. You know. I did have a bit of news here I skipped over. NCAA has officially passed its new transfer rules. Apparently, student athletes are now allowed to transfer once without sitting out a year. They can immediately be eligible to play.
Good.
I forgot that in there.
It shouldn't be a punishment for trying to get playing time at a different school.
Exactly. Like I don't see the big deal with that. In other news, the Bulls, Zach LaVine's been out for the past couple games due to COVID issues. I guess he was a close contact, so he had to sit out, which has not been well. I think we only won one game since he's been out. Hasn't been, and it was against the Celtics, which isn't a bad loss. I mean, to have because they've been on a roll recently.
Right.
Other than that, it hasn't been looking good. They slid out. They were like the 9th seed. They were on the brink of getting in, but now they dropped to 12 with this loss to the Cavs. So they're just slipping now.
Yeah.
The Flyers the same way. The Flyers are way too deep in a hole. They're not going to be making the playoffs. It's looking like the Eagles. Oh, they made some headlines today, but did they ever? Howie Roseman and Nick Sirianni had a press conference today. Howie Roseman did not go over well. I mean, it was mixed bag. He hinted at some things. He said about how they're not going to discriminate the size or whatever of any prospects that are pretty much hinting that they were looking at Devontae Smith. My interpretation of it was like, we're looking at all guys bigger, like pretty much like that. Like we're taking a look at everyone.
Wants y'all to take Jamar Chase.
Yeah,
that's what everybody wants y'all to do, and I want y'all to take Devontae Smith. I'm like,
I'm perfectly fine with either of them, but
Devontae
apparently
there's been rumors for like 200 yards in the first half, man. I've seen it. Please.
There's been more than one official report coming out saying that the Eagles are exploring ways to get back in the top 10 of the draft. Okay. So, I mean, they've made that trade out of the top 10 for draft capital next year. So, I mean, it's looking like they're trying to squeak back into the top 10. And
where
maybe
are you sitting? 12? 13? 12?
Well, yes. And apparently
like you can get Devontae as well.
Apparently the Lions, who have the 7th pick, are mentioned as a possible partner. They're possibly looking to trade out of the top 10. So, man, hopefully you can get back. I'm hoping we can get back up in there. Maybe get Devontae, get
Jamar. Get the 7, you might be able to get
those 3,
Jamar
you know.
Chase. Right.
I'd be fine with any one of them. And I mean, Howie in the press conference also said about, like, they asked him about if he was looking to move up, and he said he's talked to multiple teams about like the possibility of moving up or moving back or what's going on. He's been like getting the value for everything. Right. So I mean, who knows? I think they're going to try to work their way back up, especially if they throw Zach Ertz in there. I'm sure it wouldn't be too hard to move up, but hopefully if they make the right move. On the other hand, on the press conference, Nick Sirianni, man. Every time I see this dude, I love him more and more. This dude is like, I feel like he drank a whole pot of coffee before he does these interviews now. He is so wound up. He's like, whenever he starts talking about football and like the specifics, he gets so detailed. He's like, you can tell
amped up about it.
Tell he loves the game, man, and that's what excites me is like someone that's that excited about the game. He knows all the little workings. He knows how to design plays. That's what we need, man, and I am super excited about it. But you know, the media, they had to take a couple little tidbits out of this little presser, and they had to spin their whole bad take on it. During the press conference, Nick Sirianni said that during the draft process so far, he's been talking to draft prospects, and he plays them in rock, paper, scissors during the draft. And it's not like the whole interview or all ever. He says at one point during the draft prospect interview, he will play rock, paper, scissors with them to gauge their competitiveness. And to see, like, and not only that, apparently he's played Jeopardy with them too, like against them. So, man, he's just trying to.
You want to play some games?
He says when you compete with someone that's competitive, they're going to go at you no matter what game you're playing. So he wants like
that's some Michael Jordan shit.
Yeah, and I mean people are blowing it up where it's like I've seen these crazy stupid questions that some of these teams be asking these prospects every year. There's like 1 or 2 questions that comes out that has nothing to do with football,
right?
And, like just to stump them or trick them. Where it's like it's just another form of that. I guess in a way you're trying to like see who they are as a person, gauge like how competitive they are or whatever. I don't see anything wrong with it as long as you're doing your due diligence with everything else. You know, you're actually gauging them on like their play, asking them other questions.
I'm only going to draft players that could beat me in rock, paper, scissors.
Right. Now I want to know how many Nick Sirianni has won.
Right.
But another big thing that people are blowing out of proportion is they refuse to name a starting quarterback. They asked if they're going to name Jalen. They like the media was saying, is Jalen Hurts the starting quarterback? And they're like, we're only two days into working with the guys. That's way too early. He's like, we want competition at all positions, pretty much. And people are like, they don't know who the quarterback is. Are they going to draft one? Is Joe Flacco going to be the quarterback? And I'm like, you people are crazy. Like,
They don't know who the quarterback.
They don't have to. They're 2 days into the offseason program with the players. Like, there's no need to name a starting quarterback. My interpretation of it is what's the use if they do for Jalen? Like, if I feel like by withholding that, he's going to work harder and, go out there and try to prove himself more than if, all right, the job's handed to him. Yeah, that's it. Would that maybe would his production dip in the offseason maybe if he knew he was a starting quarterback? I'm not saying it would, but what's the use of telling him he's the starting quarterback before they're even in training camp,
As long as it's still, I mean, if he's taking the number one reps anyway, you know what I mean? Then he's probably fine as it is.
Yeah. Like that's what his quote was like, we're 2 days into the offseason program with the players. We're not going to name who a starting quarterback is. We want competition at all aspects of the game. So, I mean, we'll see. Obviously, I think he's going to be the starter going into the season. I can't wait to see Jalen Hurts overall. I think I'm really going to like Nick Sirianni. He's the only person I trust in that organization right now. The only reason I have a good feeling about this draft is because I know Nick Sirianni's smart and hopefully he could kind of pick who he wants to have on the team.
Right.
And just watching his because he's had videos of him breaking down plays and stuff. He's a smart dude, man. He really knows his football. He has smart football IQ. Man, hopefully that translates to the game with some of these players. That's what I'm scared about. So
I think it's first year, so let's just see how he goes, but he's definitely going to have
crazy first year or anything. Maybe get us 8 wins, hopefully. Maybe 8 wins.
But still,
get us 8 or 9 wins.
He's a good coach for the future.
Yeah, I'm hoping we do better than 4. That's what I'm hoping. Get better than 4 wins, I'm happy. But that's all the news I have as far as Bias Bubble. So we can just roll on to the crazy sports fact of the podcast. Oh, man, I have a 2-parter here for you. 2-parter.
God.
During Olympic Games in China, Usain Bolt ate only chicken nuggets, as it was the only meal he recognized from home. And he won 3 gold medals with that diet of just chicken nuggets.
He's like, what is all Nah, let me just get... I'm going to McDonald's down the street, the Chinese McDonald's down here, get some chicken nuggets. I'll be fine.
He only ate nuggets, man.
That's so wild, and he still ended up winning gold. 3 gold.
The second part is, among 30 fastest 100-meter sprints in the history of the sport, only 9 that are not related to doping. And all 9 runs come from Usain Bolt.
That is so ridiculous. They shouldn't even count the rest of them then. They would just be like, yo, this is the fastest dude on the planet. I don't care what anybody says.
Doping, no nothing. 9.
Chicken nuggets.
Eating other chicken.
He's eating. Chicken nuggets. He ain't fucking doing those steroids.
Just give me some chicken nuggets. I'll run for you.
That's wild. I love Usain Bolt. That's crazy, man.
That is crazy. I had to put both of them.
We live in the same era as Usain Bolt, to be able to see that. He's retired now, but
him with he sponsored a tortoise in a tortoise race or something, and the tortoise won, and it's the fastest tortoise, and it's him holding this tortoise, and he even has the fastest tortoise, bro. The fastest man has the fastest tortoise.
I didn't even know that shit happened.
Yeah, bro, you have to look up the picture of that. But
oh my god,
holding this big ass turtle that won a race. But yeah, that's the show this week. Make sure to like and subscribe. Make sure to check us out every Thursday. Make sure to check out Squad Night every Monday night. And then check out some of the other stuff we have brewing here. That's gonna the regular podcast gonna be coming back here in the next couple of weeks, so be on the lookout for that, as well as the reviews that are gonna be dropping as well. But until then, make sure to like and subscribe and go follow on Twitter. Until then, we'll see everybody next week.
Peace out.
Peace.